Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to talk about this week's assignments, which was talking about activism and the causes that people um, just like to talk about in the real world. Like some in the modules, it was talking about like bullying or Black Lives Matter and all that. But the one I'm going to talk about is the one that recently started last year by MrBeast and Mark Rober. They collabed together um, to just don't make a lot of trees because of the recent 2 years ago the fires in California and in other places. So MrBeast was getting spammed by a lot of people on Twitter to start this movement. So every dollar that's donated to this website that he did, they would start planting trees, and not just where he lived, but in other places too. So that's kind of the origins of the movements. The role that that played, um, I think other people were doing it too, not just MrBeast and Mark Rober. There were some other families and YouTubers that were doing it as well. One example would be I know that there's this YouTuber I watched. They're called the Ohana Adventure, and they also did that too. They donated some money and started planting trees around their house area, and just by helping that movement continue to grow. Um, it's very the movement of the successfulness of it is really growing, and the movement is effective. Like this started from like uh 2 years ago, but still going on. Um, but yeah, that is it has raised over $20 million, $21 million. So they have planted so over 20 million trees, so which is very awesome how people were tweeting and just donating, and now they can plant all these trees around the world. The role of any steps. I think one of the steps that was involved was the triggers or and emotions, because people saw what people were going through in California with the wildfires, and that kind of made people feel sad and want to do something. And it is just a dollar. If anyone can donate or a huge amount of money, then that's a lot of trees that would be replaced after the fire was caused all that destruction. So I think those two, maybe even public too. Public was like showing what they started those 2 years ago, and now it has come to where it is of 21 million trees that have been planted thanks to those two. Um, that was about it. They reached their goal by 2020, and now there's so much trees thanks to those two. Because I know that MrBeast is a very highly YouTuber out there, and Mark Rober, he's just a scientist that I've seen and do all these experiments and science stuff. But for those two to do this, especially MrBeast, who has a lot of money, he can help donate and help plant these trees around the world. So I'm glad that there's people like these to like do this movement and have done it before, and now there's 20 million, 21 million trees out there that have planted because of the whole community. So yeah, that's basically it on one activism that was very interesting, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video presentation.